Alrighty then, so welcome back to another episode. In this one, we are looking at Xpeng, as the past 5 days is showing some positivity with this stock. Honestly, we are up about 3%. It's not very big, but when we put this into the context of the past month, it is quite significant. The whole gains for the month were only 6%, so we can see it really did start to indicate some great things potentially coming in the future. The past, 6-month chart is really showing us a different picture, as we were up hugely up until about, let's say, late November, and of course then we had the potential banning of these Chinese stocks come in. From that point we saw a bit of a sell-off, and fair enough. I do believe that Xpeng was kind of overhyped anyway. It was touching $100 faster than Neo, and of course with that being the case, I did think it was going to see a bigger sell-off than Neo did, and of course that is the case. It dropped hugely, and now we have kind of leveled out at that point. I'm going to say around $50, actually slightly less, sometimes even in the $40 range. Low dip down to the $30 range at one point, but now, from about, let's say, the 28th of December up until now, things are looking decent. We're up 25%, and with that big gain coming in, things aren't looking too bad now. It has kind of knocked us out, as we are back down to a similar level where we were at before, but it is still indicative of some decent potential things to come in the future. So, of course, in tonight's episode, I'm giving all my opinions on that kind of good stuff. If it sounds like a plan, please do leave a like and subscribe. It would be massively appreciated. And, of course, on top of that, if you want to come talk to us in Discord, you absolutely can. If you would like to donate small amounts to the channel each month, you can. It would be massively appreciated, and of course I am not a financial advisor. But with that being said, we are going to jump straight into this episode. So guys, with everything out of the way, we are just going to jump straight in and look at how this one has been moving. So of course, over the past 5 days, like I said, things are actually slightly in the green. Now from about the 14th, actually things were starting to sell off, unfortunately, with a decrease in that period of about 8% on the gains that we have made. Obviously, it wasn't enough to bring us back down into the red, which is good. And on the 1 month chart, things are also looking decent. Like I said, now we are trading closer to that $50 point than we were at any point in the previous month, with the exception of, let's say, about the 21st of December and previously to that. So of course, big gains now, things are looking decent, and the future is optimistic for the stock. Now overall, like I said, things definitely flattened out in that January period, or at least around that point, from that dip down to 38. So I'm happy that that has definitely happened. I think it's looking good now for the future. I think obviously with that dip having happened, we were definitely at a low point there, and now that we are definitely starting to pick it back up, obviously we're in a better position. Now obviously with that being said, it is expected that we were going to see some kind of an upward motion at some point, and it has actually picked up relatively decently, with a 25% increase in that time frame since only early January. So things really looking more decent, and like I said, growth was forecasted, and this time I do think it is going to take us a bit longer to reach a higher point, but I think it is going to be well worth the wait. Obviously in the next 5 years I can see this one being worth over 100 for sure, if not in the next year. And the reason why I say that is because I do like the company. I think the company's business model is very cool, in the sense that they are very aggressive in their sales, if you will, in the sense that the CEO of the company is very ambitious. He has a lot of big goals, and he really wishes to expand the company as rapidly as possible. Obviously with somebody like that at the head of the company, they have a lot of potential. With that being said, there are also many other benefits, like the prices of the cars. The cars are very cheap, and of course on top of that, cars are now being shipped out to Europe. Now if we can get cars out to America as well, a lot more market share will be unlocked for this company, because with cars only being in China, things aren't too great, in the sense that yes, China is a huge market, but the whole world is obviously going to be bigger than one country. So a very smart move by moving these cars out to Europe, get them out to America. I think we'll see more growth in sales. I think subsequently this one will get hyped up again. So of course in the next few months I definitely can see this one actually starting to pick back up, and maybe even break new highs. I mean, if we look to some of the competitors like Neo obviously took a big dip earlier in this year, or at least in 2020, and now is already in new high territory. And I think this one is definitely an earlier stage, in the sense that it's going to take a bit longer to get to that new high, but I think it is going to be well worth the wait. And I think, within the next 5 years, we are going to be seeing this company as a very decent stock, as I do believe it will have climbed over $100, and we will be seeing, cars all over Europe, hopefully, and of course maybe even in America. So in conclusion guys, if that is the case, if we can see more sales unlocked, if we can see more vehicles being sold, I think we are going to see this one absolutely pump in the next 5 years, in the next few months. So I can see this one as making a little bit of a recovery and going back upwards. And I think if we can break past new highs in the next 6 to 8 months, I think we'll be in a very fantastic position. Obviously I like to see this one take a bit longer, and the reason why I said 6 to 8 months is because, you know, it is a longer time frame, but I think that will also equate to more stable growth. And of course stability is always good, because nobody wants to see a flash crash like what we saw earlier in 2020. So like I said, just to summarize, I do hope this one's going to do well in the next 7 months. I definitely think we can break past new highs, and I think in the next few years we are definitely onto a winner with this one. It's taken longer than Neo, but I don't think that's a bad thing at all. You know, if we do get some decent news come out about this one as soon as possible, it would also help. But you know, sales figures are good. As long as we can get these to continue on the increase, and if we get cars shipped out to Europe, it's just going to make sense that the stock will pump, as you know, revenue will be on the upside. So of course, I hope you enjoyed this quick video guys. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye until then.